Welcome to another video. It's good to have you along. My name is Elmo Karjalainen. Karjalainen, by the way, yeah. You can call me this guy if that's tricky to pronounce. Today, I'm going to be sharing 3 great ways that you can break out of a rut. And I'll be right back after this intro. Okay, so we've all had that feeling where we feel kind of stuck. Nothing's going our way, nothing's happening. It's like we're playing the same stuff over and over again, and it just doesn't feel good or even fun. So that's a rut. How do you get out of a rut? Well, I have 3 ways that have worked for me. These will work differently for different people depending upon the situation that you're in, what you've been doing, and the type of person that you are. The first one is basically kind of obvious. The second one is kind of logical when you think about it, and the third one kind of seems counterintuitive, at least to me, but stick around and check it out and let me know what you think. So let's just get started. Number 1, when you're in a rut, you might benefit from actually just playing even more. So let's say you've been playing 1 hour per day every day, just up that to double that or triple that, and you force yourself through the rut, kind of banging your head against the wall until the wall gives up. This can work for a lot of people. If you're an accomplished player, of course, or if you've been playing like many hours per day, this won't work, but this will work for someone who's not maybe playing quite enough. I've seen students of mine who kind of I've known for a few years, and when I've met them they've been really good, and they've kind of stagnated because they haven't really upped their game, because at some point playing half an hour a day or 1 hour a day or less than that just won't cut it. So you kind of have to push a bit harder, and this could go for playing fast, so you just stuck, you're not getting to the next level, play a bit more. I have a separate video on how you can play fast, or a few tricks to help you with playing fast. I'll post a link to that in the description and maybe a card here somewhere. But that's tip number 1, play more. Tip number 2, now I think we're getting into the slightly more interesting territory. Play something completely different. So let's say you're playing something like this. You're playing something like that, and you're playing it day in, day out, week in, week out, and you feel stuck, and it's all rubbish, basically, or at least that's what you're feeling. Try playing something totally different. Try playing some blues, try playing some jazz, learn a totally new technique, maybe, but I would preferably go for something in a different kind of musical genre, because that will give you more musical ideas, and that in turn will help you break out of that rut. You don't even have to take it that far that you play something different, you just listen to something different, and maybe you get inspired by something that someone's doing in a different genre to what you're normally doing, and it might just be that it kind of naturally enters your playing, or that you get so inspired that you decide you want to learn what that person is doing. And it doesn't even have to be guitar, you can listen to some different type of music altogether, piano music, saxophone, whatever. This can be a really great way to break out of a rut. Number 3, and this one is kind of the counterintuitive one, and I kind of touched upon that in the last tip as well, but in this one, stop playing. Stop playing? Is that guy serious? Stop playing? I hear you say. Well, I don't hear you say it because I'm in front of a camera and there's no one else here. Drop my pick. I think it can be very beneficial when practicing to take breaks now and again. It won't do your technique too much good, but I think it will do your musicality a whole lot of good, because then you're not focusing on this and yourself, you're focusing on something else. And especially if you take that break and use it to listen to music, then you're kind of adding something into you, because you need input in order to create output. And especially if you're practicing like many hours a day and you sit around doing exercises all the time, this can be a really great thing to do, because I remember when I was playing, I practiced so much that at times I didn't even have time to really listen to music, and the music I did listen to was very much the same music that I was playing. So I was into Steve Vai and I was listening to Steve Vai and I was playing Steve Vai. It was just kind of Steve Vai all the time. The same happened with Yngwie Malmsteen, and it was just kind of self-perpetuating thing where nothing new was happening in my playing. And eventually I kind of felt I was stuck and I took a break. Not through kind of being, I'm not that smart, don't know if I'm smart at all, but I kind of got bored and just took a break. It wasn't planned or anything, but it really worked in my favor. It didn't help with my technique, like I said, but it added so much to my playing, and I listened to all kinds of stuff. There's like stuff that would be considered maybe a bit weird. Listen to some Whitney Houston, Elton John, some not so weird stuff, Queen. I listened to fusion jazz. I listened to jazz standards. I listened to blues, and I kind of, even though I didn't really practice those, well, I did play blues, but even though I didn't practice, let's say, fusion jazz, I did occasionally jam along to a few of those things, and I think that really helped me break out of certain ruts. So try to take number 2 and 3, try to take those kind of, you can combine those and grab influences from outside, either by playing something totally different or by listening to something totally different. And sometimes it's just a case of you need a bit of a rest sometimes. Athletes need a bit of a rest in order to develop, because you can't just keep working yourself 100% all the time, because in the end you'll just burn out. And getting stuck in a rut can be a sign that you need to maybe take a step back, rest a bit, and go at it again. And sometimes when you rest, something just clicks, and what you end up playing is way better than what you were playing back before you took a break. So those are my 3 tips for breaking out of a rut. Now let me know what you think about these in the comments below, and if I've left anything out, if you have any great ways to break out of a rut, please do let me know. That's basically all I have for you in this video. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Comment like I said. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell notification thing and support me on Patreon. Why? Well, not for my sake, maybe actually more for your sake. If you like my type of music, you'll get a bunch of my music for free, exclusive stuff that's not been released anywhere else. There's a link in the description to my Patreon page, so check that out. And if you want free music, you can check out my website as well. I have a compilation album available for free. So that's all I have for you today. I'll end with a bit of playing. Hope to see you in another one. Bye!